lead. The weather here is, let us not beat about the bush, it is hot. It is pretty hot, and the poor fellow started this morning at 10:30. It must have been really quite an ordeal then, and later on it should cool down. Yesterday afternoon it was quite pleasantly cool around about 4 o'clock, so it's quite an advantage to play in the late game. The late game, of course, should be also pretty good between Dispatch from down in the Eastern Cape and Stellenbosch, who are improving with every match.
Well, there we have the Tuks supporters on the field, and they're always right there. There are a lot of the fellows from the Corsairs, and there is the Tuks side. The same side that beat Grootstad on Thursday night, 22 points to 12. A very, very strong side indeed. Look out for the loose forwards, Pappenfuss, Combrinck and Strowley. Strowley, of course, who has played for Northern Transvaal, but Gerhard Combrinck particularly impressed on Thursday night and against the Marties up at Loftus Versfeld a couple of weeks ago. Tremendous potential. Andrew Pawson, number 13 from Northern Free State, reveling in the possession he's getting. Chart Marais back in the Tuks side after injury, and of course he teams up with the captain Robert de Preer, probably the strongest scrum half in the country. And of course one must remember that they played for Western Transvaal together. They grew up almost together, and their coach James Stoffberg has taken them right through university, through provincial ranks, and of course now they're both over at Northern Transvaal. And of course one might say this is the Battle of the North, because the Pretoria team also packed with provincial players, 12 provincial players in all. Interesting Dion Grobler, number 14 on the right wing, who has had a couple of games for Transvaal. The new look Opa van Sail at number 10, who put the boot into Rudaport on Wednesday night. And then Piet Pretorius, number 6. Look out for him. He had a sensational debut for Northern Transvaal against the international side last year, running in 3 tries. Rian Roux, who's played for Northerns on a reasonably regular basis, and Christoph van Heerden, who's also played for Northerns. He playing against some of his former teammates because he's moved over from Tuks. So the real battle royal of the North. 2 giant packs. Philip Skutte is another one to look out for, the big lock on the Tuks side. I'm sure the Buchenhout guys in the Corsairs there are sitting on the edge of their seats. And Philip Skutte, tremendous player, tremendous potential. He's number 5 on the Tuks side. That's Robert de Preer and Janse Pappenfuss, number 6. Rian Roux, who replaced Burger Geldenhuys in the Northern Transvaal side last year when Burger Geldenhuys was injured. A man with tremendous experience, and he's done a great deal for the Pretoria club. Wynand Mans, who's moved over from Western Province to Natal, of course, Springbok centre in 1965, went to New Zealand, and a stalwart in the centre and on the wing for Western Province. So it's going to be Chart Marais to kick off for Tuks, playing from right to left. And it's taken by the fullback Theo van Rensburg. Good catch by Lombard. Back to his fullback Delaray. And so this will be a battle royal up front. It'll be interesting to see the Johan Roberts and Piet van Vuren up against Andre Skinner and Philip Skutte. Philip Skutte, who jumps at 4, and he's tipped possibly to move into the place vacated by Adrie Geldenhuys, who's now playing for Dispatch. Skutte just couldn't gather it in there, taken by the Pretoria hooker Piet Smit. Van Sail, Olivier, and a good left-footed clearance by Opa van Sail. Well, he's lost a little bit of weight. He's still pretty well built, and funnily enough, I was saying he put the boot into Rudaport the other night, and in fact had a stint at Rudaport. Just inside the Tuks half, taken in by Combrinck. The referee indicating that there was a knock-on by Pretoria. Just look at the difference in size between Van Nokier and Robert de Preer. A bit of heavyweight scrumming there, and the referee blowing them up very quickly. It was the young Henry Kilbrick on the right-hand side of the scrum, or the Tuks scrum, who popped out there. A lot of pressure from Aram du Plooy. He's an vastly experienced front ranker.
So I think it's very right that the referee's taking it by the scruff of the neck early on, because it could it could develop into quite a battle in the front row. The law states very clearly that when you scrum, you must have your hips lower than your shoulders, and there it was a case of the Pretoria front row scrumming the other chaps down with the hips higher than the shoulders.
So this long-range penalty for Theo van Rensburg, and it's interesting to see the flags up top of the popular side there blowing in his favor. Well, quite interesting to see van Rensburg, obviously the long-range kicker, because I'm sure Chart Marais will take the shorter kicks. Chart Marais, the second highest scorer ever in this Toyota Championships when he was playing for Potchefstroom University. But this is Theo van Rensburg. He's hit it well, but not the distance. Van Zyl, this should go back with interest, and he hasn't hit it nearly as well as he should have or would have hoped for. So the line-out will be on the 22-meter line.
Well, they tried a very quick throw in there, but it didn't go 5 meters, so that's really throwing away an opportunity.
So far, Nokia with the feed. Good scrumming by Pretoria. You can see they've got a heavyweight pack held in at the back by Christophe van Heerden. Francois Duplessis and Piet Smit, the hooker Piet Smit and Francois Duplessis, the only 2 players in the Pretoria pack who haven't got provincial experience. Nokia, Paul van Zyl as our television screen goes tumbling to the floor. Nicely taken through there by Rudolf Charlie. And the Pretoria backs just, this is Olivier. Trying to feed him, looking inside. Heinrich Rogers was in support. Dupria beautifully out there to Paulson. This is Charlie in the back line. A lovely tackle by Wynand de Kock. The referee not happy. I think the referee may be calling them back for offside. Yes, the Pretoria players offside from that maul. So I'm sure this will be another attempted goal by Tuks, and this time it's Chart Marais who's walking over to the mark.
I think it was good refereeing there, Hugh. I always like to see a referee waiting as long as that to see if an advantage doesn't develop, and Mr. Muntz did wait, and only when Stroili was tackled in possession that he realised there wasn't going to be an advantage, and so back they go for the kick. This is indeed Chart Marais taking it.
So an important kick this. It's always nice to go. Remembering that penalties are just 2 points in this championship. It's always nice to draw first blood. Perfect view of it. And the flags are up.
Well, it's rather unusual to see the score 2-0. People listening without realizing that you only get 2 points for a kick might think we've gone crazy saying it's 2-0, but that's what the score is.
So the little man with the bucket of sand satisfies Sopa van Zyl's needs. Philip Skutter going high. You hear that tremendous crash of hand on ball. I think the scrums are going to be interesting. That could actually hinge as to who takes advantage in this game. I have somebody, I thought that sound there, I think it's Heinrich Rogers who took a bit of a crack on the head there. The only Springbok on the field. And it'll be a bit of a blow for Tuks if he has to go off. But the referee, in terms of the new laws, indicating that play must go on whilst the player is attended to by the first aid men. Again, a good heave by Pretoria pack, wheeling the scrum through 90 degrees, making it a difficult ball forward, the Tuks forwards. Of course, it doesn't help that Tuks are down to 7 men at the moment. See, Rudolf Charlie's moved into the loose head position. Gerhard Combrinck, number 7, trying to control the ball at the back. That's the scrum again, swinging through the 90 degrees.
And I see that Heinrich Rogers is seems to be leaving the field.
Well, he may have a bad cut on the head. That was Hannes Nel. Delaray. And Robert de Peer just crashing into the touch judge as he came through with the ball.
He's putting the
Delaray, the Pretoria fullback.
Putting the binoculars onto Heinrich Rogers. Does look as though he's got quite a bad cut above the eye, so no doubt he'll go off and get some stitches. In the meantime, it's quite a disadvantage for Tukies to be a front ranker short.
Taken in by Francois Duplessis, nicely out to Van Zyl. This is trouble for Tukies, beautifully taken by de Kock. Good tackle by Combrinck. Referee waiting for advantage. Still waiting, but it doesn't come, and calling them back for that knock-on. Gerhard Combrinck, who got across very well indeed to make the tackle on Wynand de Kock. Pretoria, nice to see them using their backline. It was a nice little movement there, as they do tend to play 10-man rugby using the tremendous boot of Oupa van Zyl. And Pretoria getting the tight head, fed back by Van Heerden. Nokia, well picked up by Pawson. Skinner can't gather him. Neither can Van Heerden for Pretoria. And we have another Pretoria man down. And certainly in the wards. Well, Pretoria certainly play rugged rugby, and that's Andre Pawson.
I think this more delay that Tukies can have, the better, because they're waiting obviously until they can get an 8th forward back on the field. Probably Heinrich Rogers. In the meantime, Strolley in the front row against his powerful Pretoria pack.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if Pretoria use their loose forwards now. Nokia waiting. Van Heerden at the back, just trying to control it. Nokia just playing with the Tukies defense. A long one from Van Zyl, but a little bit of a mix-up there as Rademacher couldn't hold on to it. And I'm sure that Tukies will be happy for that bit of relief.
It's good thinking that Combrinck is at number 8. We can get a better shove on.
And again, having the problems. You see, the Tukies haven't got a flank on the right hand on the tight head side of the scrum. Combrinck's at number 8, and we've got Papenfuss this side. So they've got the tremendous amount on young Henry Kelbrick at tight head prop. Missing 100 kilograms behind him. In fact, it would possibly suit Pretoria to try and keep that scrum level and then put the shove on. The referee indicating that there was the collapsing of the scrum there by Pretoria front rankers. Always a little difficult one to judge that, Chick, that collapsing of the scrum.
Yes, well, it's very seldom the side who put the ball in who'd collapse it. It's usually the side who are going to battle to get it who generally start the taking of the scrum down there. But I think it's a silly thing to do when you've got 8 forwards against 7, because not only you give a penalty away, that's the time you might possibly, with a good shove, get a tight head.
Well, that penalty from Theo van Rensburg has taken play down onto the Pretoria 22-meter line. The throw by Smith. Well taken in by Van Nokia, the scrum half. Marais. JJ van der Walt getting across. Nel, the lovely pass out to Olivier. He's got a lot of pace, as young Francois Olivier. But just his pass to Theo van Rensburg, a little behind him. He was held in the tackle. Good tackle by Dries Delaray. It's the young Tukies fullback. Has played for Northern Transvaal. Now you see, of course, Pretoria just holding that scrum steady to make a good ball for Nokia. Van Zyl, plenty of time. Not quite hitting his punts as he would like to, but he is kicking into the wind. Fantastic place kicking display against Rudaport the other evening when he really missed a kick. 18 points he scored.
Yes, the wind, I think, has come up quite a bit in the last hour or so. It's coming from the south and blowing pretty well straight up and down the field. So it's in Tucky's favour, and they will want to use it and get a reasonable lead at half-time.
Well, we've had 12 minutes in the first half, and Tucky's just at 2 points to 0 in the lead. 2 points for a penalty. And again, Oupa van Zyl having to kick them short in case the wind gets hold of it, and it's better to find your touch midway between the halfway line and the 22 than give the dangerous Tucky's backline the chance to run back at you. Good jump by Skinner, difficult ball for De Priya, well won there. It was Pete Pretorius who won it beautifully. Robert De Priya under a lot of pressure, but the big scrum half getting in a good clearance.
And Andre Skinner playing with the bandage around his head. He got a very nasty crack on Thursday night, and he went off and came back with quite a few stitches in his head. But he did play very well indeed, better than I've seen him play for a long time. So he's the one to watch this afternoon.
Smith again with a throw. Good jump there by Van Vuren. Van Zyl testing Van Rensburg. Good catch by him under pressure. Beautifully played by Van Rensburg. Rian Roux coming across with the tackle. Picked up by Roux. Good play by the flanker. Support from Van Heerden. But the Tucky's players in an offside situation there. Very good play by number 7, Rian Roux, Pretoria captain. Got across for the defensive situation and then controlled the ball well. Van Zyl looking for more distance this time, and he hasn't found his touch. Now Van Rensburg can get this back with a lot of interest. He's hit that well. And there we see it, right up to the halfway line.
It's rather like a golfer using the wind, hitting it high and let the wind take it.
Han Roberts at the front of the lineup. Nokia taken in by Roux. Support from Pete Pretorius. Good play by the Pretoria tight forwards as well. Nokia, Van Zyl. Nice little one out there to Rademacher. And eventually Oupa van Zyl backing up well from Rensburg. Van Zyl with a very old ping pong going on at the moment. Andre Skinner with a good tackle. Oh, the big man will be happy with that. Yeah, despite the fact that he's a very large man, Andre Skinner can get around the field and in fact played flank for the Gazelles.
It's not good to see a lock forward who knows the offside law. He waited until the man had run the 5 paces and then in he went.
Andries Truscott with the throw. Nicely taken by Combrinck. The support from Papenfuss. Philip Schutte is also there. De Priya under a lot of pressure again from the Pretoria tight forwards. Rademacher with it for Pretoria. Good play by the centre. Pete Pretorius feeding it out. Nokia, Rademacher again. De Kock on the outside. They've got men on the outside. Support. Delaray, Dion Grobley, his first touch of the ball. The cover tackle by Robert De Priya. Rademacher trying to get it well picked up by Papenfuss. And well, this is going to really bring welcome relief for Tuckies as Heinrich Rogers, their most experienced forward, is back on the field. And I'm sure it'll do a great deal for the Tuckies scrumming. Got a heavy bandage around his head now. Look at that, a much more solid scrum. Difficult ball for Robert De Priya, well won by Pete Pretorius. He gets it back nicely. Nokia, Van Zyl, Rademacher. Looking for support, it comes in the form of Roux. Nokia again, he's got Pete Pretorius on the outside. And that was a bit too deep, expecting a bit too much from his support players. Theo van Rensburg taking the clean catch in his own in-goal area. And it's quite interesting, the mark, you have to take it from the mark despite the fact that you're in your own in-goal area. And van Rensburg, who started this game extremely well, Chip.
Yes, he's a very cool, calm and collected player. He's got a lot of pace. He's a natural footballer. He runs well, he catches well, he kicks well, and he's an impressive chap. Interesting there with Stroley going back at number 8. He was probably still thinking like a front row. Instead of controlling that ball into channel 3 to protect his scrum half, he let it get straight back, and Robert De Priya was scragged.
Good jump again by, that time it was Piet van Vuren. De Kock, well tackled as the ball spurts out. Philip Schutter. Tucky's just trying to consolidate.
You're talking about Philip Schutter. Interesting, he's not only a very good rugby player, he's a very fine student. I believe he got 6 distinctions in matric, and he's doing engineering.
Well, it's certainly nice to see a big man. I was standing next to him at the party after the Tuckies Marties game, and I can tell you he's an enormous young man. Good clear. Charles just taking his eyes off the ball. A lot of pressure by the Pretoria players. Charles, of course, the fly half, never happy to drop the ball.
I think it's the Pretoria pattern to keep the pressure up all the time on the opposing halfbacks.
Pete Smith, you can see a rugged hooker. Again, well contested by Andre Skinner for Tuckies, but Robert de Preer just not able to hook it over his shoulder enough. On the Tuckies 22. That time it was taken in by Pappenfuss. Roo for Pretoria, Van Zyl. And the drop kick coming from Opa Van Zyl, but just to the right of the upright. Drop kicks, of course, as well, are counting just 2 points. 18 minutes gone in the first half, and 1 penalty, 2 points to 0, Tuckies lead. Playing from right to left. Chart Murray, who will probably be the Northern Transvaal fly half if Nas Buerta doesn't get back from Italy in time. Well taken by Roo. Very good support work by the Pretoria forwards. Nokia, Van Zyl, Rademacher. Good tackling by the Pretoria centres. De Kock trying to get it out to Delaray. There you saw it, the comedy of errors down the Pretoria backline.
I think their lining is so shallow, Hugh, that it's very difficult to get a pass to a fellow who's going at speed.
About 9 metres inside the Tucky half. It's been Pretoria territorially for most of the half. De Preer, lovely pass to Murray. Seen a lot of open territory, Murray there, but Delaray is across for it. And into the wind. That is a very, very useful kick. Taking play down to midway between the halfway line and the Tuckies half, 22. The wind still blowing strongly in Tuckies' favour. Nice to see Heinrich Rogers back on the field. Good jump by Skinner, De Preer. Dion Frobler for Pretoria. JJ van der Walt, Van Rensburg. And Theo van Rensburg's touch kicking has been very, very safe, and his handling has been good. A very good half by young Theo van Rensburg as play moves to about 5 metres inside the Tuckies half. And after 20 minutes we cross over to our Afrikaans colleagues Chris Moller and Bernard Claassen.
Ja, baie dankie Hugh en Chick. 2-0, steeds die een strafdoel wat aangeteken is deur Theo van Rensburg. En die gebiedsvoordeel beslis behoort aan Pretoria. Wel hulle teen die wind speel, baie netjies gevat in die lyn staan, skoongemaak deur Nortjie. Oupa van Zyl is binnekant, net binnekant sy halfgebied. JJ van der Walt wat vir hom inwag, binnekant sy kwartgebied met 'n skoon vang. En geleentheid vir die Tukkies om verligting te bring. Wynand, die span van Pretoria wat verras hier teen hierdie wind, beslis gebiedsvoordeel.
Wel, definitief Chris, hulle het die swaar pak voorspelers, hulle hou die bal baie goed onder die voorspelers, hulle sit baie druk op Tukkies. En met Oupa van Zyl se goeie voet, soos ons daar nou sien, teen die wind, gaan hulle baie druk op Tukkies sit vir die res van die wedstryd. So Tukkies gebruik nie definitief die wind op hierdie stadium nie.
19 minute wat oorbly in die eerste helfte, steeds net die 2 punte. Fluite wat hier hoor is vir 'n broekreiling. Combrinck, die vaskopstat Henry Combrinck van Tukkies wat 'n nuwe broek moet kry.
7-2, 13. Hy's voor.
Traskot. Die netjies weggeneem agter. Deur Christo van Heerden, oupa van Sail. Betrap van Rensburg 'n bietjie uit posisie uit en van Rensburg moet hulpeloos toe kyk hoe die bal uit is binnekant sy kwartgebied en Pretoria is op die aanval. Speel 'n goeie wedstryd oupa van Sail.
Ek dink dit gaan die gang van die wedstryd wees, die voorspelers Pretoria wat domineer en oupa van Sail wat hulle probeer binne bereik bring, soos daarso, hulle is sterk op die aanval.
Bal wat Pretoria afneem van Tuks. Piet Pretorius wat kop aandruk. Netjies kon gemaak deur Norke. Sien Swerven van 'n gapentjie, dan word hy gepla. Wat gaan die skeieregter maak? Hy gee tog vir Paulsen geleentheid en Paulsen wat vir hom nie gaan uitskop nie. Is dit 'n aanslaan? Ja, sê meneer Wynandmans.
'n bietjie verligting vir Tuks. Ek dink hulle moet definitief hulle agterlyn probeer gebruik, maar is ook moeilik as jy swak bal kry. Pretoria is baie effektief in die scrums. Hulle kom met die halwe swaai. Daar kan ons dit duidelik sien. Andries Traskot wat sy kop uitdruk.
Laggie Tuks wat dan gestraf word. Henry Rogers wat gaan vra van meneer Wynandmans. En dit sal die eerste geleentheid wees vir oupa van Sail teen hierdie wind in. 'n lang skop. 10 meter lyn van die Tuks. 8 meter van die kantlyn af.
Ek wonder Chris of die wind daaronder werklik so groot faktor is soos in die verlede, vandat hierdie nuwe hoofpaviljoen toegebou is in die suidweshoek. Dis waar altyd 'n sterk wind weer gekom het. Maar ons kyk vir oupa van Sail.
Treffer hom goed in die vlaas omhoog. Gelyk op. Na 23 minute in die eerste helfte, 2-0. Ja, Kings Park gelyk pragtig hier in die eeufeesjaar van Natal rugby. Pragtig toegeboude stadion.
We must appeal again to the owner of car ND 27709.
Jack die loskakel.
Please to move your car immediately.
Sy debuut gemaak in 1980 vir Wes-Transvaal. Paar wedstryde vir Noord-Transvaal gespeel in die afwesigheid van Naas Botha.
Parking lot, parking area.
Rian Roux, kaptein van Pretoria wat netjies vasgemaak het. Norke wat wag vir hom. Pretoria wat netjies hulle skrumskakel beskikbaar of liewer beskerm en as dit oupa van Sail van binnekant sy kwartgebied. En hy maak baie seker.
Baie duidelik die Tuks se losvoorspelers hou vir oupa van Sail baie dop, maar met sy voorspelers in beheer het hy genoeg tyd om die bal voor hulle te hou.
Netjies oorgestuur deur Skutte. Oupa van Sail het weer teruggeval. Stuur hom die slag met rente terug. Pretoria Wenveld.
Ja, dis definitief so dat die wind nie so groot faktor is daaronder nie. Mens kan sien in oupa van Sail se skoppe, hy hou dit mooi laag, soos mens behoort te doen teen die wind, maar mens kan sien hy kry die afstand.
Stryd wat tot dusver beslis word hier tussen die twee agtale. Strafskop teen die span van Pretoria vir aftrek in die lyn staan by meneer Wynandmans, baie duidelik daar vir Christo van Heerden. Ook vir Rian Roux. Gelyk op dan op die oomblik, een strafdoel elk. Dit is 25 minute verstrek in die eerste helfte. Twee bilagtale, twee bilspanne wat mekaar baie goed ken van Noord-Transvaal se klub rugby af. Gerhard Combrinck, loskakel van die Tuks. Gaan gelyk op bly. Net onder die dwarslat. En Delarey wat geen kanse gaan waag nie. Twee manne voor hom. Hy trek op die Pretoria voorspelers was voor die bal En 'n mens verwag nie van spelers in so 'n belangrike wedstryd sulke foute.
Ja, nee, definitief. Wel, Tukkies nou in 'n baie goeie posisie op die kwartlyn van Pretoria. Hulle skram en ek dink daai 8 sal nou alles moet in die stryd werk om 'n goeie bal vir die agterlyn te kry. Maar ek sal graag wil sien dat Tukkies die agterlyn meer gebruik.
Ja, dit baie spoed, JJ van der Walt en Jacques oor die 4, maar dit is die bal wat afgeneem word dan deur Pretoria en Oupa van Sail wat verligting bring vir sy span en hy doen dit baie effektief.
Baie belangrike vaskop wat Pretoria daar gehaak het. Dit wil vir my voorkom dat hierdie toernooi vanjaar baie onder die voorspelers beslis word, behalwe vir Bloemfontein Weermag in die vroeë wedstryd vanoggend. Het ons baie min agterlyn bewegings gesien soos in die verlede.
Netjies 'n lyn staan wat bemeester is deur die span van die Tukkies. Hier gebruik hulle agterlyn nou. Theo van Rensburg in die agterlyn. JJ van der Walt wat nie by hom gaan kom nie, maar gaan 'n effektiewe skop wees van Theo van Rensburg.
Het is altyd moeilik om teen 'n goeie pak voorspelers soos Pretoria se hard te werk, swaar te kry voor en op die aanval te kom en dan moet mens probeer kapitaliseer en probeer punte kry.
Kies wat vir hom gaan afneem op die gooi van Pretoria. Chart Maree. Skerp beweging met Andrei Paulsen. Gaan hy die nodige ondersteuning kry? Hy speel vir hom net binnekant toe, word aan die aandag gekry deur die haker. Traskot. Strooilie is ook daar. François Du Plessis, vaskopstoot van Pretoria, netjies verdedig. Hy wat baie swaar na omdraai. Nommer 3. Seer gemaak, maar hy het uitstekend verdedig. Spelers wat vrylik gebruik maak van die waterbottel. Paulsen wat netjies gehardloop het. Na die fopskerp beweging met Chart Maree. Dan is dit die haker Traskot wat vir hom probeer keer. Speel binnekant toe. En dis net daar waar die besering gaan kom as die bal opgetel word deur die vaskop Du Plessis. En 'n harde spelers wat op hom gaan toesak.
Dit was 'n baie mooi agteruit aangegee deur Andrei Paulsen daar. Hy het die bal baie mooi beskikbaar gehou. Hy is op die kantlyn, 5 tree van die doellyn. Mooi terug binne toe gespeel. Ongelukkig was daar nie al die ondersteuning wat hy graag sou wou gehad het nie en die Tukkie voorspelers hoordelik gou daar gekom het.
Ja, nou 'n herhaling van wat 'n bietjie vroeër gebeur het. Toe was Tukkie sonder hulle loskop. Nou gaan Pretoria sonder hulle vaskop wees. Skeieregter wat vir die manne bedui ons moet voortspeel.
Lyk my dis 'n enkel of iets, Chris.
Die water het die nodige gedoen. Die wondermiddel water. Bietjie later vanmiddag. Die kwart 3 gaan ons ook vir die tweede halfeindstryd wys. Dit is in Maties en Dispatch. Dat daar is ingeskakeld bly.
Dit is 'n verbasende baie goeie scrum deur Tukkie. Sover kry hulle baie swaar in die scrum. En daar het hulle nou werklik geloop met die Pretoria scrum. Dis maar altyd die probleem op jou doellyn, kritieke situasie, het hulle miskien nie so goed gekonsentreer wat hulle behoort te gedoen het nie.
Tukkies wat die bal kan ingooi, dis die doellyn van Pretoria in die agtergrond. Kan Tukkies hierdie bal vinnig terugkry? Robert de Pre. En dit is 'n bietjie 'n bal wat gemors is. Tukkies wat waardevolle tyd en veld verloor daar weggeneem deur Papenfoes. Beskikbaar gestel weer aan Tukkie kant, maar die skeieregter sê nee, ons gaan liewer skrum. Steeds Tukkies 'n baie aanvallende posisie en nou is dit tog François Du Plessis wat die veld verlaat. En die manne is weer met net 7 voorspelers aan Rian Roux wat sy plaas vervanger laat oproep. Die skeieregter sê nee, maar daar is nog nie 'n briefie nie. En nou 'n bietjie verwarring. Rian Roo wat die plaansvervanger wil hê en die afrigter wou nog nie gehad dat die plaansvervanger moet opgaan nie. En die man wat nou kom opdraf is dan Venter wat gaan vaskop speel. Tukkies het vir hom Robert de Pre. Kan nie van JJ van der Walt opspoor nie. Pretoria gaan veld wen, maar dit was 'n hanteerfout. 'n Man van Pretoria het 'n hand bygekry. Plaansvervanger is Crashwell Venter vir François Du Plessis.
Ja, het moet baie moeilik wees vir 'n voorry. Hy's nog nie mooi warm gemaak nie en sommer dadelik op die veld te draf in sy eerste scrum in. Baie dan die gewig aan sy kant.
Gewig soms 'n groot voordeel. Netjies uit na Olivier aan die oorkant. Pragtige verdediging daar deur Rademeier vir Pretoria. Tukkies het steeds besit gehad. Pretoria wat wil afneem. Pretoria wat dan so 'n bietjie veld gewen het in die proses, maar netjies 'n verdediging deur Henny Rademeier op Jacques Olivier.
Ja, dis min dat mens so 'n goeie duikslag sien, volspoed, mooi om die middellyf en daar's geen manier hoe mense man so kan klop.
Oupa van Sail van 10 meter van sy doellyn af. En sy span verloor eintlik veld.
Wel ewe skielik het die situasie bietjie verander hier. So Tukkies ewe skielik wat nou boer in Pretoria se gebied. Vir die eerste 20 minute was dit net andersom.
Tukkies se gevaarlike agterlyn. Kry vir Theo van Rensburg. Nie heeltemal 'n goeie aangee nie. JJ van der Walt wat moes terugval. En as dit Pretoria wat gaan afneem. Byna de Kok het vir hom in die hande. En dan is dit Robert de Pre wat wil wegbars, maar hy was reeds aan hanteerfout. Nog 'n man wat seer gekry het, een van die Pretoria spelers. Maar daar bly lê, skeieregter vra vir die noodhulpmanne om nader te kom. En is baie warm. Byna die waterbottel word goed gebruik.
Ja, veral vir die spanne van die binneland, dit is nou betrokke, daar's 'n windjie wat waai, maar die vochtigheid is nog steeds baie hoog hierdie tyd van die jaar. So dit tap die manne en dit is waarom al die spanne het hulle waterbottels langs die kant en as 'n onderbreking is, hardloop die reserves op en gee hulle die nodige water. Baie belangrik.
Chris de la Rey, die man wat seer gekry het, hy's gereed heel agter van Pretoria en Tukkies se skrumwerk wat beslis verbeter het. Dit weer vir Pretoria op hul eie bal teruggestoot.
En die Tukkies se skram is definitief baie beter op die oomblik.
Oupa van Sail, wat gaan hy die slag maak? Effektief genoeg. Ervare speler. 1983 sy debuut gemaak vir Noord-Transvaal. Oupa van Sail ook 'n paar wedstryde vir Transvaal gespeel. Dis Amri Skinner voor in die lyn staan. Rudolf Stroili, skeieregter gaan hom straf. Mans wat nie glo Stroili kan so hoog spring nie. Maar Steening was 'n bietjie vinnig. En Oupa van Sail gaan vir Tukkies terugjaag. Met so 5 minute speeltyd wat oorbly, steeds 2-1. 'n Strafdoel deur Pretoria, 'n strafdoel deur Tukkies.
Wel, as mens kyk na die grootte van Pretoria se pak, ek dink ek sal wys wees vir Tukkies wat se skram nou 'n bietjie begin verbeter om die spel wyd te speel, om dit te rek.
Reflekteer deur Amri Skinner, plaas 'n bietjie druk op Chart, maar hy verwerk dit goed. En dit maak dit altyd moeilik vir 'n skrumskakel en ook die agterspelers as die bal geklap word en die lyn staan. Wynand, ons het net daaroor gepraat, niemand maak die bal skoon nie en baie druk op die agterlyn.
Ja, dis seker as die slotte kuil mekaar goed op aan die tegenkant. Ongelukkig maak niemand skoon nie en dit sit baie druk op Robert de Pre.
Hier André Skinner wat van net oorklap, maar Rian Rood hand bygekry, Tukkies onder groot druk, Combrinck wat probeer vasmaak, hy's 'n sterk kerel en dan nie aanslaan. As hy moet terugkom, daar was reeds 'n oortreding. Die eerste aanslaan was gewees deur die span van Pretoria. Dat was nie voordeel nie. Rian Rood wat 'n hand bygekry het. Weer reels nie, maar kan verander hulle dan nie so baie skrums moet wees nie, want feitelik elke skram word 2 tot 3 keer oorgevorm voordat hy werklik kan sak en dan kom hy uit na Rian Roux. Okay, wat nie vir hom aan die hande kan kry nie, hulle sal weer moet skrum. Robert de Pre wat al die tweede keer betrap is dat hy nie die bal kon uitkry nie. En Pretoria beweeg vorentoe. Scheidsregter gaan daar 'n man straf. Nee, hy sê tog bus binne die reëls. Robert de Pre van binnekant sy kwartgebied.
Goeie verligting vir Tukkies. Pretoria klap die voorspelers kom weer terug in die spel in. Hulle sit nou weer baie druk op Tukkies. Hulle skram se weer beter. So lyk my so halwe wipplankery.
13, 24.
Waar gaan hy gegooi word deur Piet Smit? Tukkies het vir hom gehad en hulle het vir hom verloor. Oupa van Sail bietjie diep om werklik druk te pas en is JJ van der Walt baie na aan sy doellyn en hy gaan met die linkervoet probeer verligting bring. Maar Pretoria het nader beweeg in die kwartlyn. Die slag Tukkies wat van hom gaan afneem. Was ook 'n hanteerfout as hy nie gaan uitkom aan Tukkies se kant nie, gaan hulle skram en hulle sal die bal kan ingooi, maar hulle beweeg netjies vorentoe. Nou moet hy skoon gemaak word. Chart Mare baie tyd tot sy beskikking. En Tukkies gaan binne die halfgebied kom van Pretoria. Nog nie werklik aanskoulike rugby nie. Taai stryd voorlangs.
Chris, is waar, die hele toernooi sover, dit bekommer mens miskien dat die topklubs in Suid-Afrika baie min van hulle agterlyne gebruik maak op die oomblik. So ek vroeër sê behalwe Bloemfontein Weermag vandag, dit is baie min daarvan gesien.
Scheidsregter wat wag vir voordeel, gaan Pretoria voordeel kry. Hulle gaan nie voordeel kry nie, dit is 'n strafskop dan aan Pretoria. En oupa van Sail wat 'n slag al na die paal gekyk het. Hy gaan beslis probeer seker om sy span sy neus voor te kry, inderdaad. Sy tweede poging paal toe.
Dis 'n baie lang skop. 5 tree binne kan die halfgebied van Pretoria. So interessant wees om te sien wat oupa van Sail met hierdie lang skop doen teen die wind.
Nee, wat? Tukkie man het nog nie eens behoorlik omgedraai nie. Van Robert de Pre vir hom uitkry. Nee, twee van die Pretoria manne teen mekaar. En oupa van Sail en Piet Smit. Wat daar dinge daar vir mekaar gesê het, al was dit net in die gedagtes.
Ja, dis die ou probleem. Voorspeler wat voorstaan, 'n agterspeler wat miskien eers nomineer vir die bal. En dan kry mens daai tipe van misverstande.
Pretoria is dit vinnig weggebreek. Van teruggejaag word. Larry wat vir hom gaan optel. Van genoeg tyd op sy beskikking, maar hy gaan nie vir hom uitskop nie. Nou is twee tikkie manne weer te mekaar vas. Maar daar was nie voldoende voordeel nie. Scheidsregter het gewag daarvoor. En hier is geleentheid vir tikkies om pale toe te skop. Theo van Rensburg.
Skitterende voordeel, ekskuus Chris, skitterende voordeel toegelaat deur meneer Wynand Mans. Chick Henderson het vroeër ook gesê. Ek dink die mense het miskien al vergeet dat hy al die strafskop aangedui het, maar heeltemal tereg.
Baie beslis, goeie skeieregterskap daar deur die skeieregter. Ja, Wynand Mans. Gewoonlik is dit 'n probleem. Baie van die toeskouers, miskien ook kykers by die huis, nie opgemerk het dat hy 'n strafskop aangedui het nie. Theo van Rensburg aan 2 elk bly. Rustig van Heerden dat vir hom bietjie terugrol, dan moet Lombard gaan optel. En dis die rustyd fluitjie wat blaas. Na 40 minute is 'n taai voorspelerstryd. Is daar dan 2 punte elke, strafdoel deur Gerhard Combrinck vir die Tukkies en 'n strafdoel deur Oupa van Sail vir Pretoria. 2 punte elk na 'n baie harde stryd voorlangs en 'n interessante tweede helfte wat voorlê. Ons gaan 'n bietjie later terug wees hier van Kings Park af.
Players just having drunk gallons of water. It's pretty warm, although it's overcast. Nice day in Durban for rugby, but still very humid and very warm, and the players from the Highveld battling a little bit with the heat. We've seen a battle royal amongst the forwards, and I'm sure in the second half Pretoria will be playing from right to left against Tukkies, and I'm sure that they will play a 10-man game using the tremendous boot of Oupa van Sail. And it's really been the first half, Chick, a battle amongst the forwards. Not an awful lot of three-quarter play. Van Klaassen was just bemoaning the fact that there hadn't been tremendous amount of good three-quarter play, but certainly 2 mighty packs of forwards.
Yes, and I think it's going to be a question of fitness, whether this very heavy Pretoria pack can last the pace in the heat. And I think that Tukkies' policy should be to stretch the ball out to the wings and make these big Pretoria forwards run as much as possible and try to get through with their three-quarters.
So Mr. Muntz begins the second half. Skinner trying to get the tap back. We have a replacement on the field. It was Francois Duplessis, the tight head prop for Pretoria, who is off the field, and number 17 is Cresswell Venter. He's come on as a replacement, but Duplessis in fact did a bit of damage to his right knee, but he walked off the field, so it didn't look too badly damaged. Dupree, beautiful pass to Murray. A good kick ahead there by Andre Pawson. Delaray, who's had a good first half. Well, the players always seem to do that. You say he's had a good first half, and for the first time in the game the ball skids off the side of his boot. We've seen some good tackling from him and some good touch finders. Good jump by Stroley, it was, the back of the line out.
And Pretoria once again using their tremendous strength to ensure that they were going forward when that ball was buried under all the forwards.
So it will be a little Van Nokia with the put-in. Adam Deploy, the loose head prop for Pretoria, very strong scrummager. Van Sail, a lot of pressure from Robert Dupree. But a safe enough touch finder by Oupa van Sail. He's not been hitting his touch finders. He is a man with a tremendous boot, and he hasn't been finding quite the distance that he's used to. Obviously asking his scrum half to give him a quicker service. Good jump by Skinner, Dupree, Murray. Not quite going as far as he wanted to. Rion Roux was in there to try and gather it in. Combrinck gathers. With Puffinfuss rather, support from Combrinck. This could be a good ball for Pretoria. Murray, Nell, and just touching the hands of Christo Lombard. So the line-out will take place. the referee, in fact, overruling the touch judge. But the touch judge, in fact, was correct. Andre Skinner, who got a bad gash on the eye the other evening, but he's playing very well. It was Piet van Vuren who tried to get up, but Tuks coming away with it. Nel, JJ van der Walt, van Rensburg beautifully in the line, well charged down by Delaray. He certainly comes across in those defensive situations coming up. He pulled off one very good tackle in the first half and coming across there to snuff out the Tuks danger.
Kentucky's backs being bothered by the very shallow lying of their opponents.
Good jump by Scudder, taken in by Rogers. Support from Combrinck. Dupré, Marais. The long ball out to Pawson, nicely in the line is van Rensburg. This is the chance for Olivier. Beautiful running by Olivier. Can he make the corner? Great tackle by Christophe van Heerden.
And that was excellent, very good corner flagging, good positional play by number 8. That's what he always should do. If the wing rounds his man, a really good number 8, Henny Muller style, is there to cut it off at the corner flag. Very fine play by Christophe van Heerden.
So Tukies in the best attacking position that they've had for quite a while, although it's Pretoria's put in at the scrum. Piet Smit, very experienced hooker. Skinner getting ahead of his opposite number, nicely taken forward by Truscott. And the Pretoria players, Tukies players, feeding the ball back on the ground. Unfortunate for Tukies there because they were in possession. But Pretoria, as Chick was saying, very quick to put pressure on the younger Tukies pack and go forward at most of the rucks and mauls.
Yes, of course, with the new law where the side going forward has the advantage of the put in, that's a very important aspect of Pretoria's play. They seem to have practiced it and do it with intent.
Tukies taking a quick throw in. Skinner couldn't get the tap. It's well taken down by Van Vuren. Nokia, that's all he could do. Van Nokia has done very well at scrum half, well taken by Stroedy. Support from Rogers. Rogers going through beautifully, good winding run by the Springbok loose head. Scotty is in there, Dupré getting it away well. Nel, JJ van der Walt, his first real chance of the afternoon. Can he go through? Couldn't get his pass in. Quickly onto it was Rademeyer. Van Rensburg. Not much else he could do. Playing onto Cock, going back for it.
Kentucky is varying the line out. Interesting, they're using Stroily at the back more often because it's so tough up in the front there. If they can get quick ball back to their three-quarters, that's what they want, and Stroily did well to get it that last time.
So Van Zyl, who's standing a long way across the field, not kicking that as far as you'd like to, taken in by Papenfuss. Tackle from Leon Roux, support from Skinner, well worked out by Rogers. Dupré trying to get a bit of ground for Tukies, but well taken by Christo Lombard it was. Also done some useful work in defence as Christo Lombard. And we have a hold up for play whilst the Pretoria captain Leon Roux just took a bit of a knock in that loose maul. Word of encouragement from Van Heerden. Well, Tukies so far doing well against the wind. Pretoria will need to use it a little bit more. Good jump by Scutter. Dupré. A lot of pressure from Piet Smit, but the ball just bouncing inside the field of play.
Hugh, one thing the referees don't seem to be very fussy about in this tournament as a whole is that law whereby the backs have got to be 10 metres back from the line of touch until the line-out's completed. Pretoria infringing that last time.
Dupré, Marais. Just a little hesitancy in the handling there. Nice little run by Nel, tackled by Van Heerden. Support from Combrinck. Papenfuss was in there quickly. See on the tight head side of the Tukies scrum, young Henry Kelbrick, who has come in the place of Jan Locke, who has moved to Harlequins. Here getting a difficult ball. Robert Dupree was on there very quickly. The referee wants to scrum down again, but this time it's Tucky's ball. Well, options here for Chart Marais. He's standing on the left-hand side of the scrum at the moment. In fact, it was Nokia put it in. Well taken by Van Zyl. Nice little run by him. He's very strong. De Kock beautifully out to Dion Grobler. He's a very elusive player, is Dion Grobler. Good kick ahead. The chase coming from De Kock. The referee possibly indicating a late tackle. Yes, he has. The referee calling them up for a late tackle.
Yes, that was clearly late after the chap had kicked it. He was prevented from following up by being tackled, and that's a silly mistake.
Well, this was very good play by Oupa van Zyl to start with, and then Dion Grobler coming across. Now watch how he takes the ball, and as he kicks ahead, the tackle coming from JJ van der Walt, and the penalty in a very kickable position for Oupa van Zyl.
Two all the score. This will put Pretoria in the lead.
There you have a perfect view of it. And Oupa van Zyl won't be happy about that. Theo van Rensburg with the tidying up work.
And that, in fact, is the first kick that he's missed during the whole tournament. He got 8 out of 8 the other evening.
The restart by Marais. Skinner is up there quickly. Well taken in by Van der Vuren. Nice work by Venter. JJ van der Walt. Oh, very good catch under pressure by JJ van der Walt. The players, some people say seems to have lost form a little bit. I think that JJ van der Walt came on the scene so quickly and made such an impression that now people start watching him like crazy. And a great kick by Van der Walt, taking play to about 10 meters outside the Pretoria 22, and that against quite a stiff breeze. Does some tremendous work on defense. Of course, one plays so much provincial rugby these days that one thinks he's been around for quite a few years, but he's only been in the northern side for 2 years. Nokia, Van Zyl, a lot of pressure from Combrinck. Coming through from the front was Andries Strascott.
Ready ball, ready ball. 4, 2, 18, 6.
Skinner just not able to find his hooker, and so the penalty, there was interference at that line out. And this in a kick-up position for Chart Marais. That's the Pretoria 10-meter line, just behind him. So Chart Marais, who's had 2 penalty attempts today, been successful with 1. They had Theo van Rensburg taking 2 long-range penalties, and he wasn't successful. So the wind playing a factor with the place kickers. Important kick. He's hit it well. He's hit it well. It's a great kick by Chart Marais.
It's interesting what you say about the wind. In fact, what's happened at Kings Park is that the corners that were open have now been filled in with private suites, and the wind doesn't swirl around the posts at the south end quite as much as it used to, but it still is a factor, blowing up and down the field, because it's much stronger the higher the ball goes, because it loses the protection of the stands.
Philip Skitter winning possession for Tuckies at the kickoff. Good drive from Heinrich Rogers, who's come back after that nasty gash on the head. This is Rudolf Strauly, very strong on his feet. Robert Dupree with the support, trying to find Chart Marais. An awkward ball for Nell. Well played by him. Eventually it's Kelbrick who gets it out to JJ van der Walt. Well taken by Delaray. A lot of Tuckies players coming through. There's Andre Skinner was up. Van Rensburg. And as he's done all day, Theo van Rensburg very safe.
I see it looks as though Hannes Nel has got a bit of a problem in the middle of the field. Tukkies will be wanting to try and spin this ball down the back line, but they are being frustrated by this very shallow lining three-quarter line of the Pretoria defence. They're fringing so close to the offside line, it isn't true. Remember, they should be from a scrum behind the last line of feet of the pack before the ball comes out.
Well, Hannes Nel, who's just got what we call a lamey.
Or a toffee apple.
A toffee apple, that's right.
Can be very painful, but once he gets it moving, it keeps it warm. He should be all right.
And of course, a bad toffee apple is a hematoma.
That's right. He, of course, is a brother of Hipinel, the other Northern Transvaal centre, who's injured at the moment.
A lot of tapping around this. Philip Schutter coming away with it. Robert de Pree, good ball for him. Murray. Now the chase will have to come very quickly. Delaray is back for it. Safe as ever. Good barging run. Well tackled by Nel. A lot of support from Christoph van Heerden. Tackled by Truscott. And again, Pretoria going forward at the ruck. The forwards are very quick. They're heavy and they're very quick to get in there and just win that advantage for their side.
And that was good refereeing, Hugh. I think Mr. Munn saw immediately that ball was buried, not coming out, and blew the whistle straight away to prevent injuries.
Nokia, Van Zyl. Long ball out there to Rademacher. Dion Grobler, he's very elusive. You see it well tackled by Strali. Nokia. Nice ball out to Lombard, but the referee are judging that it was forward. Well, that was a good ball for Pretoria. It was a pity that that ball went forward because it gave Lombard a lot of room to move in. And it looks like the other tight head prop, the replacement. This is Cresswell Venter, and you can see just how tough it is up front.
I think they'll probably want a doctor to have a look at that cut to see whether it should get further attention. But Cresswell Venter obviously doesn't want to come off. He knows it's very important for his side that the only replacement front ranker should stay on. Remember, Francois du Plessis, who was number 3, went off in the first half, but it's pretty tough, old Cresswell.
Of course, it's nice for Pretoria to know that their other reserve, the hooker, is Warren Javon, who played hooker for Western Transvaal. Charlie at the back, de Pree. But the referee indicating that the Pretoria players were offside at the scrum. So another chance for Chartmere. Just 2 points in the lead of Pretoria University.
And out of the picture, Cresswell Venter is in fact just gone off to the side of the field so a doctor can have a look at his eye, and he's in fact getting it bandaged up. So obviously the doctors are judged that it's not necessary to have stitches, and he'll be patched up, and there he is. And he'll be back on the field again in a moment.
Those arms are about as big as my legs, chick.
Yes, he's a substantial chap.
So there you see the distance. You can just see the ball in the left of the picture. Chartmere. Into the wind, and he's hit it very well. It's a great kick. So 16 minutes gone in the semi-final to Toyota Club Championship, 6 points to 2. Tukkies in the lead. That's an important kick because, of course, now the Pretoria side will have to start becoming a bit more adventurous and trying to use their backline. The forwards will have to win a little bit more cleaner possession. Tukkies into this breeze have done very well.
Yes, they have indeed, and no tries in the match at all so far. Both sides will be really making an effort now to put more points on the board.
Good kick-off by Van Zyl. Skinner can't take. Combrinck is in there. It's well won by Piet Pretorius. Rademacher. JJ van der Walt is underneath it. Good defensive work by him. Well fallen back by Robert de Pree. Oh, this is where Robert de Pree is so good. His positional play on defense, absolutely outstanding. He'd run himself off the ball into a position where JJ van der Walt was in a lot of trouble under pressure, but Robert de Pree was in the right place at the right time.
16, 28, 7.
Johan Roberts.
Again, we've seen that this has happened so often this afternoon, the tapping at the line out. Fear, but the referee blamed them up for the original infringement, a knock-on at the line out by the Tukkies forwards. Well, young Henry Kilbrick will know he's been in a game propping against Adam Deploy.
Yes, Adam Deploy must be one of the strongest loose head chaps in the country.
So it will be Van Noek here to feed the scrum. Good stunning by Pretoria. Lovely pass from the left wing, Lombard it was. Well taken by Robert de Preer. Tier van Rensburg. He's got JJ van der Walt on the outside. Radamer coming across, beautifully timed pass. This is a chance for JJ. Lovely pass, beautiful for the support play. Inside is Nell. Is Nell going to get over? Yes!
Yes, a lovely try by young Hannes Nell. But I see it's been disallowed. The touch judge's flag is up.
Well, here we see it again as Tier van Rensburg made the running. JJ van der Walt got himself into a good position. Now watch as he goes rearing towards the touchline. The touch judge is right on the spot, but he must have just put a foot into touch before he got rid of the ball. Bad luck for Tukkies. 10 meters outside the Pretoria 22. Good jump there by Van Vuren. Cronier, Van Zyl, a lot of pressure coming from Gerhard Combrinck, beautifully taken by Van der Walt. The referee calling them up for a late tackle. Gerhard Combrinck, I think it was, who was penalised there for the late tackle. Well, Tukkies will have to just be playing very disciplined football now, 4 points in the lead, and they're having by far the better advantage territorially. It was a good jump by Van Vuren, beautiful clean catch at the line out. Now watch all the Tukkies players coming through very quickly. Van Zyl with the kick, and then just a shoulder and an arm getting in the way. So we had the penalty from Pretoria, but they didn't find their touch, and so Tukkies have taken play up to about 8 meters inside their own half. Cronier, Van Zyl, Radamer. Little switch by de Kock, beautiful play, good tackle by Combrinck. This is Lombard. But a forward pass, a good cover tackle by Gerhard Combrinck there.
Another feature of Oupa van Zyl's play, not only today but the other evening, is his handling. He's taken several passes right off his toes, and he really has looked a complete footballer today.
Pretoria putting Tukkies under a lot of pressure at that scrum. The referee calling them back to scrum again. And with the referee just trying to get that scrum settled, and 20 minutes gone in the second half of this first semi-final, we cross to our Afrikaans colleagues Chris Moller and Vernon Claassen.
Ja, baie dankie Hugh Blyden en Chick Henderson. Tukkies wat hierdie bal wil hê, maar Pretoria gaan vir hom afneem. Dis de Kok, sien 'n gaping, gaan te diep wees. JJ van der Walt wat vir hom terugjaag. Ja, hy gaan net dooddruk. Maar beslis Tukkies wat al hoe meer gebiedsvoordeel het in hierdie wedstryd. Pretoria se voorspelers wat 'n bietjie stadiger by die spel kom. Gerhard Maree. Albei spanne se voorspelers is nie daar om te ondersteun nie. Gaan hanteerfout wees. Keer wat net nie die bal skoon kon wegkry nie. Hier is Scrum deur Tukkies. Robert de Preer, Gerhard Maree van binnekant sy kwartgebied. En hy maak baie seker dat hierdie skop van hom uit is. Tuks toch geneig om 'n bietjie ongedissiplineerd te wees, soos wat Joe Blyden net gesê het, hulle moet net gedisciplineerde rugby speel.
Ja, definitief. Ek dink hulle begin hulle agterlyn ook mooi in die spel inbring. En is baie ongelukkig dat hulle nie daai 3 kon kry nie.
Byna tot by sy eie doellyn gegooi, so skeef was hy. Piet Smit. Ja, Freek Burger, bekende skeieregter wat ook in die voorwedstryd opgetree het, net 'n bietjie met ons van gesels. En 'n reël wat hulle graag verander sal wil sien is die onkant reël van die scrum-skakels. Dat die middel van die skrum die onkant reël moet wees en nie die agste man se voete. Dis 'n interessante stelling. Dis baie waarheid en baie positiewe dinge daarin. Goeie verdediging deur Pretoria, maar Tuks wat vir hom wegneem. Wat sê die skeieregter? Hy sê dit was heeltemal toelaatbaar want die bal is direk uit. Van die voet van Andre Paulsen. Ook al van sy wat vir hom beet gekry het. Paulsen 'n man wat vir Noord-Vrystaat 'n hele paar wedstryde gespeel het.
Ek dink wat Tuks moet probeer is miskien die steekskop idee te sit. Pretoria se agterlyn kom baie vinnig op, hulle verdedig baie goed. Tuks gebruik hulle agterlyn goed, maar hulle moet oor die voordeellyn kom.
Robert de Pre is baie effektief in hierdie wedstryd. Baie netjies gekeer deur Lombard. Hy is binnekant sy kwartgebied. Wel gedaan.
En nee Chris, ek dink Robert de Pre is goud werd vir Tuks met sy steekskoppies aan die binnekant van die scrum. En ek dink 'n ander Tukkie op die oomblik wat baie goed speel, wat die hele Pretoria pak aanvat is Heinrich Rogers.
Sy dryfwerk is effektief. Kan hy die bal terugkry. Heinrich Rogers kry nie heeltemal die ondersteuning nie, as dit tog Robert de Pre wat skoon maak. Chart Maree gaan vinnig opgevolg word deur Hannes Nel. Ry wat nie vir hom in die hande kan kry nie, as dit Narkeer die skrum skakel, gaan hy die bal behou, maar die skeieregter blaas reeds sy fluitjie.
Het is nou definitief die regte stukkie taktiek wat Gerhard daar toegepas het, wat ek net gesê het. Miskien met 'n steekskoppie of 'n rolskoppie. Maar ongelukkig kon nie daai fout uitbuit nie. Die ondersteuning was heeltemal te ver terug.
Goeie aanvallende posisie. Joe van Rensburg van het 2 van de race inderdaad.
Gerhard van Rensburg.
10 punte op die telbord, 8 vir die Tukkies. En 2 vir Pretoria. En al 10 punte het van skoppe gekom. 3 strafdoele en 'n skepdoel vir Tukkies. En oor 'n strafdoel van Pretoria. Op wat hy hoogboek aan sy skouer raak gevat het. Gelukkig einde. Tukkies steeds besit. Robert de Pre teruggeval word deur Lombard. Ry wat vir hom inwag. En dan wag hulle albei vir mekaar. En Lombard wat gestraf gaan word vir obstruksie.
Ja, nee, definitief was geen twyfel daaromtrent nie. Mens kry die indruk dat Tukkies se voorspelers bietjie meer in beheer is. En ek weet nie of dit die geval is dat Pretoria met hulle super groot pak miskien bietjie begin moeg word. Dit is warm daaronder. En die Durban se humiditeit kan mens nogal tap. Belangrike skop vir Gerhard Maree. 14 minute oor. Is 8-2 voor, maar dit is nog 'n doel weg. So as hulle 10-2 kan voorkom, weet moet Pretoria 2 keer punte aanteken.
Gerhard Maree gaan nie daar wees nie. Punteverskil bly 6 punte.
Die manne skree daar gee vir oupa.
Baie netjies vasgevaar deur Andre Skinner, kry die ondersteuning Heinrich Rogers en ook van skutte Robert de Pre, Gerhard Maree. Verby pas in die hande van Nel, JJ van der Walt. Kom netjies by sy man verby, swak aangee. Skeieregter wag vir voordeel, maar dit was 'n hanteerfout. Tuks beweeg steeds. En dan gaan die man oor aan die oorkant. Theo van Rensburg moet dit wees.
Baie mooi 3, Chris. Ek het die indruk gekry dat dit nie 'n werklike hanteerfout was daar nie. Miskien meer op die been, bobeen gevang het en vorentoe geskop het. Maar dis die ou storie, mens speel tot die fluitjie blaas en Tuks het dit baie mooi uitgebuit.
JJ van der Walt wat sterk gehardloop het, beslis van die voet afgekom deur Hannes Nel. Tel vir hom weer netjies op.
Baie mooi op sy voete gebly daar, so gewag vir die ondersteuning. So amper vorentoe. Nou ja, meneer Wynandmans was mooi in posisie en hy is die beste man wat kan sien.
Goeie ondersteunende spel. Voor- en agterspelers, Rudolf Strooilie wat ook 'n handjie aan gehad het in hierdie 3. Treffer hom goed, Chart Maree, nog 2 punte.
Wel baie belangrike doel vir Tukkies wat hulle 14-2 voorsit. En ek dink hulle fiksheid gee op die oomblik die deurslag.
Pretoria beslis baie stadiger by die breekpunt. En as 'n kollegas die begin van die tweede helfte gesê, die groot vraag is of Tukkies kan bybly. Wynand het dit in die eerste helfte gesê. Dit is beslis waar die keerpunt gekom het. André Skinner wat vir hom gaan inwag. Rian Roux wat sy hard uitspeel. Skeieregter gaan die Tukkie manne straf as hulle van die verkeerde kant af inkom. Op van Sail wat stellig gaan paal te skop. 2 punte is beter as niks. Hy het al moeilike skoppe in sy lewe tussen die pale deurgejaag. Dus daar 10 punte verskil en daar's 12 minute, 11 minute speeltyd wat oorbly. Die wedstryd vanmiddag is nie tussen die Maties en die Tukkies, maar net na hierdie wedstryd van die finaliste vir die Mevrou Toyota kompetisie hier op die veld verskyn en voorgestel word aan die toeskouers. En vanaand natuurlik die kroning van Mevrou Toyota. Elke rugbyspan in hierdie kompetisie wat 'n deelnemer ingeskryf het. Hierdie jaar was dit Mevrou Rodepoort. Die gaan dit verjaar wees.
Wat gaan aan? Groter, kom groter.
En wat laat ingeskakel het in die eerste 2 wedstryde vandag. Rodepoort wat voortpygend afgereken het met Goudstad Onderwys College en daarna Bloemfontein Weerman wat weggehardloop het met Durban High School Old Boys. Goeie spel weer op Pretoria.
Baie knap stukkie werk hier Oupa van Sail, die mooi rolskoppie net deur die gaping oor die voordeellyn, maar baie goed gered deur Gerhard Combrinck. Nou Chris, daar is nou presies wat meneer Freek Burger vroeër gesê het om die reël te verander. Dit definitief voorkom goeie spel van die of hardloop rugby van die Scrum af. En daar was nou 'n gulle geleentheid waar Tukkies mooi kon blind gaan. En nou sien mens eerder 'n strafskop as wat ons mooi agterlyn beweging kon sien.
Nou, op die oomblik is die onkantlyn is die agste man se voete. Dit gee die neerende skrumskakel geleentheid om by sy opponent te kom en om verhoed om die bal skoon weg te kry. Chart Maree dan hy die voorsprong weer rek na 12 punte toe. Belangrike skop wat ek tyd opmaak. Chart Maree, hy is nie heeltemal tevrede nie, want die bal is nie daar nie. En vir Pretoria is die uurglas besig om leeg te loop. 8 minute wat oorbly, 10 punte verskil. Hulle sal moet 2 keer punte aanteken. André Skinner wat pragtig raakvat. Rian Roux probeer frontkeer. Heinrich Rogers is daar. Stukkies wat vir hom wil hê. Dis JJ van der Walt uit vir Theo van Rensburg aan sy buitekant. En net kan hy nie daarby kom nie. Want dis 'n kerel wat lus lyk vir rugby. Hy soek werk, Theo van Rensburg.
Moet jy water opsoek, hè? Ja.
JJ van der Walt het 'n bietjie aandag gekry.
15, 2-1.
Smit wat die bal kan ingooi. Binne die halfgebied van Pretoria. Byna aan die kwartlyn. Robert de Pre wat skoon maak. Gerhard Combrinck. Anders nel. Verby Passen. Byna waar die bal onderskep het. Dit gaan 'n aanslaan wees.
Ja, dit kom Pretoria heeltemal terug in die wedstryd gebring het. Maar daar was geen dekverdediging nie.
Lombard wat aan die bal vorentoe klap toe hy van wil onderskep. Ek het 1-3 gesien in hierdie wedstryd. Maar van 74 minute reeds verstreke is. Robert de Pre. Jack Olivier wat vir hom agterna sit. En gaan Olivier by hom kom op. Pragtige draai. Uitmuntend. Hy het vir hom goed gelees. Aan die buitekant omgekom, maar hy vat vir hom raak. Jack Olivier. Dis skitterend.
Ja, absoluut skitterend. Chris, Robert de Pre die regte taktiek gebruik om die bal, daar sien ons dit, in die kassie te plaas, maar nou kyk jy mooi opvolgwerk. Dit is baie belangrik. Vir Vleuel wat vol uit hardloop. Kyk hoe vang hy hom met die een hand. Skitterend.
Ja nee, sy oom Jan Ellis sal trots wees. As hy dit gesien het.
Wel, ek dink dis nesie verby vir Pretoria. Ons 5 minute oor 18-4 met die doelskop om te kom.
Tuks wat dan deurdring na hulle 9de eindstryd. Die Toyota klubkampioenskappe. En hulle sal in die omgewing van 4:15 wees hulle teenstanders maandag. Om 3 gaan dit dispatch wees, gaan dit die universiteit wees van Stellenbosch. 18 punte teenoor 4, 2-3 wat hulle aangeteken het. En door die 2 strafdoele van Pretoria wat nou bietjie mismoedig lyk. Roberts wat 'n handjie by kry, maar Tuks wat vasmaak.
Mooi Jansen, mooi.
Janse Papelvoes is 'n man wat self 'n goeie wedstryd speel vandag. Nommer 6 van. Was effektief Robert de Pre. Gaan hy sy agterlyn in besit stel. Gerhard Combrinck, netjies raak gevat. Dis snel verby van Rensburg na van der Walt. Van der Walt gaan nie die nodige spoed hê. Hy kom daar by die ry verby. Dis binnekant toe van Rensburg wat net nie by hom kan kom nie. Maar nou is daar die Tuks wat alles gee.
Kom mooi.
JJ van der Walt het so bietjie stadiger geword het.
12-3-1. Choep.
Afrikaanse ons sê binneband. Tuks het vir hom vorentoe geklap. Maar die beweging was dat het nie gewerk nie. Struilie wat vir hom gaan optel. Dryver van Rensburg. Papenfoes. Dan die hanteerfout. Pretoria wat sal kan gooi.
Don't stop. Laat. Zak. Ja, dat check bly. Bring hom. Kom.
Rian Roux wat vir hom terugspeel. Oupa van Sail. Is nie 'n goeie aangee nie. Plaas die agterlyn onder druk. Byna de Kok maak mooi reg. Maar goeie verdediging deur Paulsen. Tikkies wat vir hom gaan afneem. Dis Nel. Hy vir Olivier aan sy binnekant en as dit hy begin nie uitgee nie. Dan kry hy tog vir Robert de Pre. Dis 'n sterk kerel hierdie. Kry vir André Skinner wat net nie kan raakvat nie, maar André Skinner wat self die hele veld vol speel.
Ja, is mooi om te sien vir 'n groot slot om daar te kom, maar ja, jy sien dat André Skinner sy werk afskeep in die vaste spel nie. Hy's 'n toring in die lyn staan. Hy speel baie goed in die vaste los. En dis wat mens ek dink dis wat hy op die einde die spel geswaai het in die guns van Tukkies. Ons kan definitief sien hulle is meer fiks. Hulle pak is fikser, hulle kom vinniger by die breekpunt. En hulle het 'n goeie kombinasie van voor en agterspel.
Manne wat 'n bietjie aandag kry daar. Van Piet Pretorius wees die flank van Pretoria. Inderdaad, hy nommer 6. Man wat uitstekende debuut gehad het vir Noord-Transvaal vir die jaar teen die internasionale span op Loftus Versveld toe alles vir hom gewerk het en hy 3 pragtige gedruk het. Maar nie speel dit wat oorbly.
Christo kom daar.
Plaasvervanger wat nader geroep word. Stellig Christo Meiberg gewees. Ek sê van bly maar daar, want hierdie wedstryd is feitelik iets van die verlede. Vryskop. Pretoria, Rian Roux kaptein wat dit self op hom neem. Dit is dit nie vinnig genoeg teruggeval nie. Dit is 10 tree nader. Rian Roux steeds besit van daardie bal. Nou wil hy dinge op sy eie doen.
Ja, dis ongelukkig altyd die probleem met die koel is deur die kerk. En dit dien geen doel vir die kaptein om alles self te doen nie. Daar is 'n skramskakel in die hele agterlyn.
Maar wat dit vir Rian Roux die sak gebring het is dat hy so 'n bietjie bly lê met 'n besering. Dit gaan 'n hanteerfout wees. Skeieregter gaan hulle terugroep. Maar Tukkies wat seker gemaak het met uitmuntende positiewe spel in die tweede helfte. Met Robert de Pre, Heinrich Rogers en André Skinner aan die spits. Maar moenie vir Rudolf Stroili, Gerhard Combrinck en Janse Papenfoes weggooi nie. Hulle het almal reeds se werk gedoen. En hulle het span op die wenpad geplaas. Robert de Pre. Hier gaan verlore. Robert de Pre het steeds besit daarvan. 18 punte op die telbord. Sy doel, 'n 3 strafdoele en 'n skipdoel. Die word 2 strafdoele.
En nou is Pretoria net met 6 voorspelers.
Delarey. Hy gaan op besit betrap word en Tukkies wat vinnig daar is. Die Pretoria man is nie daar nie. Gaan Tukkies vir hom vinnig terugkry. Hulle is net by die kwartgebied as Heinrich Rogers. Hy dryf steeds stel beskikbaar. Kom hy langs die agterlyn af. Gerhard Combrinck hier moet punte kom. Gerhard Combrinck. Hy gaan vir Papenfoes kry. Hy gaan Papenfoes beloon word. Wat sê die skeieregter? Ja. Papenfoes is oor.
Skitterende 3, baie mooi breekslag deur Gerhard Combrinck. Alhoewel die 3 was definitief aan die buitekant ook.
Skoon gemaak. Gerhard Combrinck wat optel.
Baie mooi aan die binnekant daar, baie mooi aangesluit met Janse Papenfoes en sy momentum draai hom oor.
Doelskop van Gerhard Combrinck is ook tussen die pale deur. En dit is die Tukkies wat aan deurdring. Hulle wen hierdie wedstryd met 24 punte teenoor 4. 2 doele, 'n skepdoel en 3 strafdoele teenoor 2 strafdoele. Hulle is deur na die 9de Toyota klubfinaal waarna hulle gaan speel En hulle gaan speel teen of die Maties of Dispatch. Dit gaan ons in die omgewing van 4:15 weet, maar in die omgewing van 2:15 oor so 15 minute van nou af, dan is hy terug by ons hier op Kings Park en dan gaan ons vir die hoofwedstryd Maties teen Dispatch en tot dan terug na die topsport.